Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I am reviewing Mississippi State Bulldogs 34, Southern Miss Golden Eagles 17. College football 2025 week 1. Mississippi State starts 1-0 on their season. Shaky start, especially that first half. The second half was very much better by State, especially that third quarter. But they had about the win that I would have expected them to have if I had any expectations by the end of the game. First half was ugly. There are things to question about Jeff Lebby and this squad. I do think we can beat Arizona State next week, and I think we're going to be live for that game, thanks to the international break. But when it comes to association football, but soccer, as some of you might call it. With that being said, I think this team can win next week, and enough to get to a bowl game, but there are things they need to iron out. For me, them taking every snap out of shotgun is a absolute insane idea. It is insane. Especially when it's short yardage and you have to get 2 yards and just run the ball. Every time it seemed that when they did that in short yardage, especially line up in shotgun with a running back next to Blake Shapen, they got absolutely stuffed. Especially that first half. Every play they ran out of the shotgun offensively. I don't like that, especially short yardage gaining situations. Gotta absolutely clean that up. Offensive line penalties, holding, illegal formation, and offside or false start. They need to clean those up heavily. Very undisciplined offensive line, once again, for Mississippi State. But then again, that's just the norm, isn't it, for this team? A couple of penalties on the defensive side. Again, got to really work on their discipline in general, but especially that offensive line. And for me, other than that, defense was really solid tonight overall. Offense looked shaky, especially that first half. Second half looked much better. So let's talk about the scoring plays. First quarter, a 57-yard touchdown catch from Seydou Traore. Blake Shapen uncorked one, threw it. Traore makes the catch, finishes the run, gets it to 7-0. 6-0 with a touchdown. Of course, Ferry with the extra point. 7-0. Then, Southern Miss gets a 43-yard field goal off the foot of Reed Harady. 7-3. Kyle Ferry gets a 55-yard field goal to make it 10-3. Amazing field goal. A school record, if I recall correctly. Kyle Ferry makes the kick. Beautiful kick. I thought it was crazy they were kicking from there. He scored 10-3. That was the score at the end of the first, was 10-3. Second quarter, Micah Davis, 3-yard touchdown catch, 10-10. Gets the catch right on the edge, 10-10. A 30-yard field goal for Kyle Ferry, 13-10. Halftime at the end of the second quarter is 13-10. For Mississippi State, they have the lead there. Third quarter, the running backs definitely dominated this one. A 6-yard touchdown run from Fluff Bothwell around the outside to make it 20-10. Extra point from Ferry. A 1-yard touchdown run to punch it in from Fluff Bothwell. 26-10. Extra point is good from Ferry to make it 27-10. And then a 3-yard touchdown run for Devon Booth to make it 34-10, 33-10. Extra point good by Ferry. Third quarter, 34-10 is the ending score. And for most of the fourth quarter, it stayed that way up until right at the end. T.J. Johnson Jr. makes a 7-yard touchdown catch, catches the ball, keeps his feet in the end zone, but falls backwards. But as long as your feet stay in, the catch is clear. The catch is good. 34-17, 33-17. They give it a couple of seconds to see if they did want to review it. They didn't. They kicked the extra point. It's good. Fourth quarter, at the end of the game, it is 34-17 for Mississippi State. They get the win. Second half, much better. First half, again, so damn shaky. I was pissed off. If you look back at the stream, I was pissed off when it came to the first half. I was not impressed one bit at all. I was pissed. Again, out of the shotgun, every single snap does not make sense. And even during the second half, there were times where it bit them in the ass. That time, they just bounced back. There are things to iron out for this team. Maybe you shouldn't always take a snap out of the shotgun. I know this is Lebby's second year, but Chapin's his guy. Last year was a total write-off. I don't know. I watched, game 1, 2 in the Egg Bowl. I think that was most everybody, really. That's how bad it was. But again, Chapin is Lebby's guy, at least for this year. While he's a senior, this year he is Lebby's guy. So you would think maybe he'd be a little bit more, hey, if this isn't working, maybe we should do it this way instead of this way. But no, they're going to snap it out of the shotgun for the whole damn season, I bet. And I don't like that. I think against better teams, they will definitely lock down on that. Also, again, we need more discipline on the front, the offensive line. Way more discipline. Too many penalties. Definitely could have hurt us against a better team. They can work that out, though. Also, for me, the referees sucked absolute. I don't know what to say. They sucked ass. They really did. They were horrible. The referees did not know their head from their own ass. I cannot believe they didn't call a targeting on Southern. On Thompson, when he got just banged in the head when he was going down trying to get more yards. How's that not a targeting? Also, the penalties they called, I'm saying there were ones that were supposed to be called and you can't not call. But I'm talking about the ones where those were kind of, I don't like it. The PIs, those were soft. Those were really soft, especially on that last drive. Last couple of Southern drives. But these referees didn't know their head from their own ass. But then again, they were SEC referees. So what do you know? They don't know their head from their own ass. What do you know? With that being said, I gotta say, State, they did their job in the end. The second half was so much better. First half sucked, but no expectations. I was pissed off at the half. No expectations, and I was still pissed. How does that work? I don't get it. With that being said, I will say this much. I gotta say, player of the game, Fluff Bothwell. Stay Fluff the touchdown man. Damn good game from him. Made some really good runs before he got his touchdowns throughout the game. Really good running back. Solid. Knows how to bounce off a tackle, bounce off a block. Damn good running back, Fluff Bothwell. Damn good game from him. But I gotta say before I go, Southern Miss under Huff, Coach Huff, is a good team. They have a very good foundation to build off of with Coach Huff. And he was a former Mississippi State assistant, just to say. But I will say, Coach Huff, bringing those players from Marshall who won the Sun Belt last year, that first half was amazing. Their defense was on point throughout that first half, and their offense played solidly well. Braxton, he was good. I honestly have to say, Southern, they can build on this. I'm not saying they're going to the top. I think that was pretty, a high watermark to put your sights set on. I don't think they'll ever go to the top, but Coach Huff is a good coach. He's got a good team, and they're very solid, Southern is. They're very solid, and honestly, I don't know if I want to see State play them ever again in the near future. Maybe when we're good again, maybe I'm fine with it, but like leagues ahead. But right now, no. No, I don't want to see this again. But then you could say, well, this was our trying to get off a rock bottom and we still won. Yeah. Let's also remember this was the first ever game under Huff for Southern. They're going to build something nice if he stays long enough. I really believe that. They were solid tonight. They were solid today. I'm not too surprised. State did their job. They could have done better. That first half was horrible. But that first half was showing what Southern can be, I believe. They are a sleeper team, especially if they play like that first half. And even then, their defense was still pretty good throughout the game. Their offense really tired out, and their defense did gas out as well. But if you look at it, all things equal, I have to say Southern is a sleeper team. And I do believe Huff is going to do good things there with Southern. I really do. So when it comes down to it, all the respect, they played a damn good game, and State learned some things from them, which it's better than playing Eastern Kentucky or whoever the hell we played for week 1 last year. It's much better. At least we know where we sort of do lie, instead of just we beat the shit out of a team who we should have beat the shit out of, and then we just get pantsed by even Toledo. So I would rather have a game like this after coming off a rock bottom. Like, yeah, there are things to worry about. I don't know if we're the worst team in the SEC, or I don't know if we're going to be far and away the worst team. But winning that Arizona State and Alcorn game and Northern Illinois, we should win 3 of those, if not all 4, after today. Definitely the Alcorn game. Northern Illinois, I mean, Notre Dame did lose to them, but it can't be another Toledo, right? It can't be. I hope not. Either way, if we get 4 of those, as long as we win 2 other SEC games, we go to a bowl game. So, definitely possible. And we could get more. I don't know. But I don't know if we'll be a 3-win team or less this year. I think we'll be better than that. I think we will be close to a bowl game, if not get one. So, with that being said, there you go. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern. More like 6:25, 7:25. For Central and Eastern. For Toronto FC versus CF Montreal. We got the 401 Derby. We got a win. A regional rivalry win for Mississippi State. Let's get a Derby win for Toronto FC. Wrap this one in maroon and white. And Toronto, you better wrap your game in red and onyx. Hail State. GTH Montreal. Go to hell Montreal. Vamos Toronto. You love to see it. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. I'll see you later.